Another brick fan here with a look at the 2019 Hidden Side sets. This is the first wave of Hidden Side, which is a brand new theme for 2019. There was a total of 9 sets released. The Newbury Juice Bar, which you see in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, was released in September 2019, while the rest of the sets were released in August of 2019. They range from JB's Ghost Lab, which you see kind of down on the bottom there in the middle, which was the cheapest set at around $20, all the way up to Newbury Haunted High School, which is in the upper right-hand side, which retailed for about $130. I like all of these sets from the Hidden Side theme. I think these are all very good sets. They're very interactive with the AR app. They have good minifigures, and the transformations that all of the buildings and vehicles go through are actually quite impressive as far as haunting, or in Hidden Side vernacular, they are gloomed. My favorite set, and it's a difficult choice, but I think it's got to be the Ghost Train. A lot of it has to do with the fact that I really like Lego trains, but also because it's a really nice looking set. I like the black and dark red, worked really well. The couple of cars that come with it are very nice. And the monster transformation of the train is really something nice to see, which we'll take a look at here in a little bit. I think all of the sets have great character. The Haunted High School, being the largest set, has the most playability and the most play features. Has a lot of really nice hidden gems inside. The inside of the high school looks quite good, as well as the transformation it goes through in its monster form. The Paranormal Intercept Bus 3000 is a fantastic set as well. We're going to take a close look at each of these sets as part of this overview, so let's jump right into it. This is the Newbury Juice Bar. This was a promotional set done in September 2019. I like how they did the juices on either side. They have several stickers on here. But you did see the slush ice on the top there. On the back, there's a little bit of detail. You can see a vent there with a little bit of slime and an eye. So giving you the idea that it is gloomed. Comes with the 2 minifigures, the Barista and Parker. This is the version of Parker in her jean jacket. So there's a blue juice on the left side of the juice bar, and then an orange juice on the right side of the juice bar. And then I like how they use the kind of magenta and black colors there for the awning. Like all Hidden Side sets, this one does transform, so let's take a look at it in its gloomed form or haunted form. As you can see in its haunted form, the Barista is now gloomed, and then the juice bar opens up to reveal some really nice eye prints there on the lime green color. You can see more teeth back there, and there's some stickers showing a throat with what looks like an acid pool to me. A nice gloomed version of the Newbury Juice Bar. Let's move on to our next set. This is JB's Ghost Lab, the smallest of the retail sets for this wave of Hidden Side. As you can see, there's really detailed look of the lab there on the left-hand side with the stickers in the back, all those vats of chemicals, which I think all look quite good. You can see here on the back there are a bunch of prints underneath the lab area, which shows, there's a skull in there and brain scans, it looks like. Some little notes in there. I like the kind of big Tesla coil looking things on there, which give the lab kind of that Frankenstein look. And as we come around again, you'll see the backs of the minifigures, and then the kitchen area where she's got a beaker and a pizza. If you look really closely when it comes back around, you'll notice that that red cabinet piece is labeled as a 3D printer, which I thought was a pretty nice touch. And I do like the sticker there above the computer keyboard where some of the tools are also stored. This set does have just a little bit of gloom in it. The lab itself, since this is JB's lab, is not gloomed or haunted, but one of our minifigures is, so let's take a quick look. So as you see here, our janitor, Mr. Eaton, also known as El Fuego, has been gloomed in this case. And the lab allows you to put a figure there in the analysis chamber, which is that big white thing right in the center, so that JB can understand more about how these figures, or see how the town is being overrun by the gloom. Our next set is the wrecked shrimp boat. This set includes a shrimp boat, 4 minifigures, and then Spencer, so perhaps 5 minifigures. There's a lot of stickers on this set, but I think they're all used with good effect, with like the boat damage there on the windows, the logos, of course, for the boat itself. And then there is a small island piece there, kind of a side build where you can put the boat, and we'll show you that when we show it in its gloomed form. Using one of these new lantern pieces you can see hanging off the side of the ship, which I think is a really nice piece. There is a basket there full of fish and kind of built up shrimp that are built up using a claw piece and then a couple of round studs. There's of course a little navigation computer there in the cockpit of the ship, and the little bumpers on around the outside, which I think look really good. And this of course is the Maria. The minifigures are good. I like the sailors. The captain has that really nice slicker on with the cap to match, and then the worker on the ship is wearing one of those city caps, like a stocking cap look. Let's go ahead and take a look at this ship all gloomed. Here is the gloomed version of the shrimp boat. As you can see, it now meets up to its namesake of the wrecked shrimp boat. It's broken in half on this wreath. That just happens to be a monster. You can see his face there in the middle with the teeth and the eyes. The captain has been gloomed and has now got squid arms in the back, a sword, and his face is in that trans green with the seaweed mustache and beard. I also added in a couple of the other side pieces. So there's a recolored crocodile done in this nice tan color with the red eyes you can see. And there is a canoe piece that goes along with this set. Next up is Graveyard Mystery. This is a nice scene type set that includes a lot of stickers that are used to very good effect on the headstones and to add some texture around various spots here in the graveyard. This actually looks pretty good from all sides. So as we move around here, you see underneath the tree, you see a nice storage area with a garbage can and a bunch of tools are stored in there. You see the backs of the headstones, the backs of this statue looks pretty nice as well. There's a fence built up using the kind of telescope pieces and these nice stones here on each side of the gate. You get 3 nice minifigures with this set, and you get the skeleton, who of course is holding a key. No pun there with the skeleton key, of course. There is a slight transformation for this set into its haunted form, and let's take a look at that here. As with JB's Ghost Lab, there isn't a lot of change with this, although the tree you see in the upper right-hand side there does move. There's a little action feature where the arms move on the tree. And you can see that faint green there, which can perhaps look a little bit like eyes. The groundskeeper, as you can see here, gets haunted and has that nice big lime green hairpiece. Looks like he's yelling. Big wide open mouth on the trans green head that he comes with. Let's move on to our next set. Next up is El Fuego's stunt truck. I like how it's done in the red color. I think the color is very vibrant and pops really well. Nice use of stickers to show off the El Fuego logo and brand his truck. As you can see in the back, there's this very nice build here where the different colors that interact with the application show up. The truck also is set up on some springs, so if you release the back here, it will raise the back higher. There is some kind of ghost fighting weapon on the one side. It also comes with a couple of gang members or biker gang members with this little motorcycle build. The motorcycle's nice because it does fit both of the motorcycle characters that come with the set. So you get a nice selection of minifigures with the 2 members of the motorcycle gang, El Fuego himself, and of course Jack. And as with most of these sets, you get Spencer the ghost dog as well. Let's take a look at the gloomed version of this set. As you can see in the gloomed version are two bikers from Hares of Havoc, with our female getting the wing piece that we also see in the Haunted High School set. Two 6-shooters done in this spring green color. Of course, the trans green head as well. Our other biker, the man, gets a full haunted beard. So the gloom grew out his hair and gave him this nice lime green beard. And then, of course, the trans lime green or trans green head as well. Neither one of the vehicles transforms in this case. Next up, we have Shrimp Shack Attack. This is a really nice beach-style diner. The use of stickers is really good to give it that wood tone. Put some extra posters and stickers on here on the shack. I think the minifigures are really nice. We have the two employees, a waitress and a cook. And then we have Parker and Jack, of course, our heroes. And then someone just grabbing a hot dog here at the Shrimp Shack. The interior is done really well. I like the black and white tile, very diner-ish. There's a lot of good accessories inside with a stove and a grill and an oven in there, as well as a drink dispenser and some condiments. Some nice decoration with the tree pieces in that nice olive green and then the dark forest green coloring. There's an ice machine over here on the other side and a soda can here on the barrel that you see on the far side of the diner. That fresh seafood sign up above with the crab piece is also a nice little touch. The gloomed or haunted version of this Shrimp Shack is pretty interesting, so let's take a look at that. Here is the gloomed or haunted version of the Shrimp Shack. As you see, it separates just a little bit, so the side with the sign on it actually pulls out, and you see some red there between the Shrimp Shack and the side. We've got a mouth that opens underneath the barrel there. The shrimp folds out to show this kind of haunted version of it. You see, you might notice the green eye instead of the black eye that you saw on the other side of the shrimp, and then those extra lime green teeth. There's an eye underneath the diner, and interestingly enough, that sticker underneath the diner sign has an arrow that points right to the eyeball. The rest of the shack stays pretty much the same, although our two workers also get gloomed. So you see our waitress now has that wild looking hair in the lime green, and our chef, who I believe is Chef Enzo, ends up with a lime green cleaver and then a second torso piece. And the same ghost head as we saw with the captain of the shrimp boat with the seaweed mustache there. Let's go ahead and move on to our next set. Next up is the Paranormal Intercept Bus 3000. This is JB's treasured bus that she has heavily modified, obviously, to help fight the haunting or get rid of the gloom that is hit Newbury. You see an outhouse there, some construction cones, a construction sign. The bus has all kinds of additional lights on it. I like how they crossed out the S and the H on the school bus to make it the cool bus. You also see a weapon here on the top, presumably there to fight the gloom as well. There's a spot on top for a minifigure to stand and control the ghost fighting weapon, as well as this nice radar or detector of some kind on the back of the bus. Inside of the bus is a full lab, which I think looks pretty cool. We'll pull that out here in a moment. And on the back of the bus there are some nice extra rocket engines to help it move faster. There's some good sticker use here to give some character to the bus. Rounded tiles there to give it the nice big wheel wells on the back of the bus. I think that looks really good. And as you see, there's a couple construction workers, JB, Parker, and Jake, along with Spencer the ghost dog. Let's take a look at the haunted version. There's very limited haunted version here, but I'll open up the different accessories in the bus so you can see that as well. Here we have the haunted version of the two construction workers. See, once again, we have that Once again, we have the really nice hair piece for the female. That flyaway hair that is kind of transparent at the ends and then gets more opaque as it moves towards the top. She's carrying a lime green, spring green pickaxe now. The male construction worker gets that wind-blown beard, as well as these two kind of drill pieces as weapons. The outhouse, along with those cones and the sign, transform into a monster outhouse that also has a disc shooter inside. As you see, the bus is now opened up, so there's a opening on either side with some additional weapons there, and then I've pulled the lab out, which you see on the left-hand side there, which slides into the back of the bus and gives JB a kind of a mobile lab to help study things that they might find out in the field. Next up, we have the Ghost Train Express. As you can see, there's a train and two cars. One of them looks like some lab equipment for JB. You see some screens there, and then it looks like a cage or perhaps a haunted person containment unit. On the back, there's another one of those weapons that looks very similar to the one you saw on the Stunt truck and on the Paranormal Intercept bus. There's also a small train station here that you can see coming around. In the back there, there is a ticket booth which has the city train logo on it, which I think is pretty appropriate. But other than that, it's a pretty plain interior on this little train station, and you may see a little bit of hints of the haunting pieces that are included with this set. The other side of the train looks really nice. I love the color scheme of the dark red and black. It does also have the train logo, the city train logo, so that fits right in. There's a couple of gold grill pieces along the wheels there to add more character to the train set. And it does come with 6 minifigures. So we have a couple of train employees, a innocent bystander, it looks like, here there in the glasses, and then our heroes with Jack, Parker, and JB. Let's take a look at what this looks like in its gloom or haunted form. As you can see in the haunted form, the train has a mouth that opens up in the front with a spring green teeth. It has these nice spring green wings as well. I think the train station transformation is pretty good too. It looks like there's kind of a monster hidden behind it. You can see his hands on either side making scratches in the roof. And then that nice sinister looking face there that is entirely brick built. So I think that's pretty impressive the way it looks. And then the 2 train employees, so the conductor there is now in a very nice hairpiece in that spring green color. She has a lantern, one of the newer lantern pieces done in the spring green as well. Our engineer now has that full spring wind-swept looking beard, which I think is very nice and of course seen in several of these sets. Overall, I think this has a pretty impressive transformation into its gloomed state. Last up is Newbury Haunted High School. This is the biggest set of the wave and also the most detailed. Lots of play features here. Moving around, you can see the bus stop here on the far side, that really nice entryway, the good sculpting, once again in the dark red and black, kind of like the ghost train we just looked at. Lots and lots of stickers on here, from the bricks to the little cracks in the windows, to signage and posters and all kinds of other things, but all used very effectively. I like the cafeteria, the science lab, the blackboard up there in the middle on top, which spins around to reveal a hidden area, which I think is very nice. You can see that this is the Newbury Squids for their mascot. That grandfather clock on the main floor I think looks very nice, and then a nice little library too with some bookshelves and even a computer lab on the second floor. The front is also really well detailed with this nice tree here up on the side, some ivy along the front, and then the nice windows and sculpting around the balconies and stuff. You see stickers on those as well. To show a little wear and tear. This high school has been around for a while, obviously, but I think overall it looks really good. Let's take a look at its haunted version. Here we have the haunted high school in its gloomed form. See, this has a very drastic transformation with the big claws that come out in front, the giant eyes and the mouth, so the door. The main entrance opens up to show this big mouth, which I think looks really good. Then on top, on either side of the eyes, you can see a little bit of slime perhaps, or tentacles that are starting to come out of it. And then if you look very closely down on the right-hand side, you see that the school bus stop also converts to a little monster with several eyes and a whole bunch of teeth there. Really good look for this set, and I love how it looks in both its forms, in this haunted form as well as in its normal high school form. You see that the principal has that same hairpiece that you see with a couple of the other females, particularly in the Shrimp Shack attack, where it's translucent on the bottom and then gets more opaque as it moves up. One of our little students here, the basketball player, has been transformed into kind of a bat with a very tall hairpiece, which I really like. And then our chemistry teacher has also got the big bat wings along with a very wide hairpiece, which I think looks really good on him as well. Let's go back and I will give you my final thoughts on this wave. This is a really great theme and I'll be continuing to collect them. In fact, I'll be reviewing the first wave of the 2020 sets here very soon on my channel. As I mentioned in the intro, the Ghost Train is my favorite, although I find really good things in all of the sets. JB's Ghost Lab was the first one I bought, and the stickers and all of the detailing that goes on inside the lab is great. The shrimp boat is also very nicely done. I really like the ghost forms or the gloomed forms of the sailors. I think those turned out really nicely. The Paranormal Intercept Bus is a fantastic bus. It's done in really traditional bus colors. It looks really good as a school bus, and the extra weapons and detectors and even the lab that's inside of the bus really fit well with the theme. The Graveyard's a nice simple build, but a good diorama type look. The stunt truck there is nice, and I like how they continue the story with having the janitor become El Fuego stuntman, which also continues on in the new 2020 sets. So it is an evolving story, which I think is a very good thing. I'm really hopeful that LEGO will continue this hidden side theme, because I think that the marketing that they've done around it, the extra features with the AR app and the YouTube videos that they're coming out to continue on the storyline have been really nice touches and really makes the theme very engaging. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on these hidden side sets. I'm going to get started on some more videos. Until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel to see more of my content. If you enjoy the hidden side theme, I've linked my playlist up here on the screen.